Okay, people, so this is July 25th, 2017. The mission for the day, it's kind of early, right? My daughter woke me up. I've only had like maybe 3 hours of sleep, right? Not very much. But besides that point, do you see this screen? Remember I was telling you? This is going to be the subfloor for Andre's shed to keep the rats out. So I'm going to get this out and up by the shed. And I'm going to get the wall unit into the house today. In addition to, I'm going to start out here first and pick a little bit. And I'm going to move a few things around in here just a bit. This is insulation for the greenhouse, but I'm just going to bring it out and put it in here and put some of those containers. Remember I said this was the seedling room, so anything that's not really being used, you know, just kind of stack them up in here, right? You can see it's all over the place, right? Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, people, you see that hole? This is exactly why you want to put screen underneath your chicken coops if you have chickens. Because rats attack chickens. They attach themselves to the chicken's neck and they won't let go, and they'll suck the blood out of the chicken and kill the chicken and rip off the head. That's what rats like to do. Raccoons will just rip apart the whole chicken. So even with a subfloor, you'd still have to put on some kind of screen. As you can see, we were screening it up before the hens went, right? It's like pretty much all the way around. And you've seen what I bought for the floor, but in this case, I'm not going to worry about it, right? So, I just want the goal for here is just to get this out of the rain, because it got a little wet, and if in here it doesn't rain, right? And I can put plastic in here to prevent water from coming in. And there's like my shelving, people. Okay, people, this is what I've done so far. As you can see, right, much better. This is, my neighbors gave me this little cubby. Right, for now I'm not, some of these things will be tacked right onto the wall, so you'll have more space, but I'm just kind of getting them out of the rain. This is a drying rack. Probably use it for herbs or something, right? Hold on a minute. Okay, people, and just for the record, I've been planning on having a couple of yard sales. Probably in August, because I'm busy, right? For Andre's sake, right? Because I've got some old toys and, you know, hold on. Anyway, we were going to have a little freezy sale or something. Or he wants to do a little lemon stand at the same. He wants to sell ice cream, but more like freezies, right? And just some miscellaneous stuff. Maybe some of these window frames that I have kicking around after I'm done doing what I'm doing. Because I don't think I want to make another greenhouse, right? And there's not too much more windows that I want to put in here. And I'm not going to really put windows on the roof just because there's a pine tree there, right? And at some point it's going to start producing pine cones. And just long term, it's just not a good idea to put a glass up there, right? Unless it's really good tempered glass. So I got some window frames here that just need to be kind of slivered off and cleaned up, and you know, I can sell them in a yard sale, right? Because, you know, I won't need them. I got a couple over here, a couple over there. Like I said, as soon as this is all done, I don't know, I may take out this wall and put windows here just so that side can get more light, because when you start doing pallets with what do you call this stuff, chicken wire, it cuts out on the light, right? But you know, that's neither here nor there. The point is I plan on having a yard sale sometime in probably August, September. I really should be having one now and having a little plant sale with a couple of little plants, but you see, I'm thinking because the city knows that I'm getting more established with this yard, right? Maybe it's just a matter of time before I sell a few little plants, right? Just $1 here, $1 there, whatever it is, right? And there's already people out in the community that do that, right? And I talked to one person a couple of years ago when I bought some plants through Craigslist. I went to a person's house. She was an Oriental woman of some sort, right? Had daycare and a disability child, right? And was being harassed by the city because she was selling plants from her yard. And she said they were relentless, right? And harassing her all the time. And she says, I do it because it helps to pay for my dirt, right? She didn't have composting boxes like me, or at least I didn't see any, right? So, the point is, these cities these days, they're just kind of out of control. Like, they're criminalizing everybody and everything, right? And it's like, I don't understand why you can't use your back driveway. Other people use their garages, most of them are car parked, like with the doors and stuff, so you don't get to see what's inside. Mine is open, it's a free-for-all. I get homeless people going in there, rooting around all the freaking time, right? So, anyway, like, this Mark guy, he's being very ambiguous. He's not giving me any explanation as to what is unsightly, other than they listed a washing machine, clutter of toys, and what is it called? I'm tired already, people. Junk, right? And like I said, there was really that old one big bucket of garbage, and I emptied out half, and I left half as I went in my travels to go get another bag. I forgot about it, sat there. He came by, he used the washing machine as an excuse that only sat there for a couple of weeks, right? And Andre's toys and, wood or whatever, right? As a means to distract away from me even slightly thinking about Uncle John's paperwork, right? It's almost like they don't want me to go to court. They didn't want me to go to court in 2015. They kept me in the yard for a year, people. They kept me in the yard for a year. They were checking up on me constantly, every month, every 2 months, for over a year, right? As if I hadn't been working in the yard, right, already, to the degree that they were checking up on me. The point is that they were harassing me, and they were criminalizing me and making me feel bad, as if I was doing something wrong for trying to build up, like the quality of living on this property, right? In terms of the greenhouse and the gardens and the ponds and stuff, right? They wanted a crew to come in. They wanted a five-man crew, a 10-man crew, come in for a week, pay out $5,000 in wages, and have it done. Well, it doesn't work like that when you're single mom, right? And then, your family's being picked apart, right? And everybody's depressed and nobody wants to help, and, landlord can't do it, and just... So anyway, I'm just thinking that maybe they see that I'm getting a little more organized, and it disturbs them because I'm competition at some point down the line, whether I'm being a community activist and I'm calling them on those mattresses out there. Why aren't they going after the property owner for those mattresses? Is it because they're building in quality child care and quality health care for the or assisted living for the elderly? When you come to my channel, I talk about how good this quality stuff is, when in fact it's not that quality, right? For some people, right? So, and it's more than some. It's not many, but it's more than some, right? So, they're just trying to destroy me, right? So I'm working back here because I need to do this. This needs to be done. I'm not doing this for the city. I'm doing this for myself, because when I got that stuff over from next door, I was like, oh, I got a shelf now. Oh, I've got this. Oh, I got great, right? And I've already talked about moving the stuff from there into here, but it got pushed out. So now I just moved that out as much, move stuff in. I'm cleaning up in here. Somebody's coming back. One of my youngest daughters is coming home around 6 or 7. Then we'll go in the back and we'll work in the back until dark, right? And I've been outside since pretty much 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. I got up at my other daughter woke me up at like 7:30 in the morning, and I went to bed at 4. So I'm like working on adrenaline right now, right? And this is what I mean. Why do I have to work extra hard just so that as I'm working, wondering what I'm supposed to be removing from the back? And if I'm supposed to remove everything, all Andre's toys, when I've already accommodated them from removing them from the front, then that's an issue. That's a problem, right? Because how does it become illegal or unsightly to have children's toys, basically in wood or whatever, building wood, right? In your back driveway, connected to your garage. There is no gate. I can't put his toys through this part here out there. His little friends are out there now. So now you're going to get into the toys, scatter them around, right? And I'll tell you, when I get that little play sandbox in there, you don't think they're not going to be in there playing in that sand? It's going to cost me a few dollars to buy the sand because I'm going to get good play sand from Home Depot, right? You know, maybe not this year because I'm broke, but there's always next year, right? So what, do I give away the play box, that pool with a nice lid on it that can last forever and ever and ever because it's quality plastic, just to appease the city because they're trying to impress some foreign buyer that doesn't give a shit about anything or anybody? No. And why should they come in here and take my stuff so I can't have a yard sale? Like, I have this little yellow car thing. The kids are saying, oh, get rid of. I'm like, yeah, wait till we organize because, you know, we may still want it. You have to remember, I'm getting a little grandson, right? So, you know, and what do you call it? If I don't want it after it's all said and done, that's going to be included in the garage sale. And if nobody buys it in the garage sale, then I'll just let it go, give it away. Somebody else can just take it home with it. But as it is, the city's going to come pick it up. What do you think they're going to just throw it in the dump truck? Throw it in the garbage can? Hell no. Somebody's going to wash it, people, and take it home for their kids. And that's wrong. That's wrong. So anyway, I'm working in the back still. I'm going to work out here till about 6 or 7. And then the goal after that is to get that wall unit inside. And then, because this will be mainly cleaned up, I won't be so stressed out about it, right? I can breathe and enjoy my plants, right? And as they're growing. Right? And then I found 2 workhorses. And I found a piece of wood that's cut on an angle that can fit up in the greenhouse area, Andre's shed. You know, that one that goes like a peak, right? At least as a part template so that I can get the right cutting. But I am going to go talk to Jerry, see if he can at least do some of the things that it would be very difficult for me to do. And then I can do the rest, right? So I found 2 workhorses. I found a great piece of wood that's for over there. I found a little screen for that hole above the playhouse. Yeah, so I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, people. You can't imagine how fucking scared I feel right now. Like, I'm serious. These people that work in positions of authority, like, they get off on terrorizing you. Really, because that letter yesterday was uncalled for. Okay? That guy, Andre, offered to come and get me. He was outside with his little friends, right? And he said no. And he's not even being specific, people, about what it is that I'm supposed to be cleaning up. Okay? Like, seriously. Am I supposed to get rid of all of Andre's toys? We know I'm not supposed to be in the back cleaning the back right now, right? Because that's not the priority, right? But I have to, people, because I gotta get this stuff off the grass, because if I don't get it off the grass will die, and it's hard enough to grow this grass as it is. It took a long time just to get what little grass I do have. So I have to do this, right? But as I'm doing this, like, I'm having severe panic attacks again. Right? Feeling like a fucking criminal. Feeling like I'm being criminalized, people, for being in a yard like 60 to 70% of my life. Right? Trying to make it nice so that I can have a life. Right? You know what I mean? I didn't ask to have a fucking weedy yard. They wanted to show this house at nighttime. We came and we seen it at night. I never even got to look at the yard. Okay? So, I'm getting grass for the compost. Plus, I'm just tidying up out here a little bit, right? But, like, I'm, like, feeling so guilty. I have nothing to feel guilty about. And I'm scared because... And this is what white supremacist people do, okay? And, like, it's not just white supreme... You notice this camera? It doesn't like certain words. White supremacy is one of those words that they don't like, right? And I'm not saying that only white people are racist, because they're not. You know, everybody is racist against somebody, you know? But it's the white supremacy, right? The institutional racism, the white privilege, where people just think they're entitled to be fucking assholes, right? You know? Because they're the white male, right? You know, they're the epitome of what is fucking right in our society, but yet it's the white male that goes around and destroys its enemy, and you know they develop their own enemy within. You know, they don't like nobody, man. Anybody that gives them, they don't like blacks. You know, they fucking just making them really suffer in the United States of America. You know, when Canada first started, right? It was white people, and then other people started to come, and the white people didn't want them coming, and, you know, kept them out in the freaking boats, or put them in concentration camps and made them do the railroads like the Chinese and the Japanese. And, you know, it's like, it's no fucking different. Institutional racism, right? It's the white union workers that are making all the decisions, while it's the lower class non-union workers, or, you know, brown people or whatever, that are like following the rules, right? But it's the white people. It's institution. What happened to Uncle John is institutional racism, people, right? That basically falls under white supremacy, and white people feed off of white people, right? We have our own form of classism. That's why some people are called white trash. They treat me like white trash, people, right? Because they seem to think somehow, because they work for the fucking government, they're so much fucking better, right? You know? Seriously, if they take all to Andre's toys and my work materials and my paint that was, you know, given to me, and that, you know, wall unit, and I bought other things, people, right? I just didn't buy the wall unit, you know? And, but they gave me stuff too, right? You know, and if they want to take that stuff because they're wanting to make this neighborhood look rich, to fool whoever's buying the houses out here, to think that they're moving into a rich neighborhood, as they're criminalizing the poorest of the poor, and the ones with the most that don't have nothing, right? Like me. That we're working all the time, trying to establish a life for ourselves, or at least for our grandchildren and our children. And we're not getting anywhere. I'm not getting anywhere, people. Right? Sicker. That's all that happens is me. I just get sicker and sicker. You know, this is not fucking easy. Right? Like, some days I get up in the morning and I have to turn my head upside down just to blow out my nose because of this stuff, right? Like this stuff. You see? Because I'm in it all day long. And it was really bad when I moved in. It's getting better now. You know, now, and you know, and as I'm getting ready to go to court, you know, I'm supposed to be doing stuff there. Look at how the city just all of a sudden showed up. Right? All of a sudden, out of the fucking blue. Right? And being vicious about it. Oh, well, we're going to be charging you almost $9,000, and, you know, you better do it before the city comes and does it for you. What? The washing machine is gone. That one garbage bucket is gone. Right? I tidied up the wood. I organized the toys. Right? Started the shed. You know, washed some of the toys, right? Cleaned up underneath the tree there. Got all the freaking branches and pine needles and whatever else that's been tossed around in there over the winter out. And they're attacking toys. And new wood and old wood. Treating me like a criminal. You know, making what I'm doing right now 10 times harder, right? Putting me on the verge of tears because I'm committing a fucking crime, people. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out here in the back until about 6 or 7, and then as soon as my youngest daughter shows up, she said she'd help me. So there's a couple of things that I found out here today. Like I said, the workhorses, a piece of wood, a hose, because my other one is not long enough, so I need to put an extension on it, right? And, yeah. And then I'm going to go work out there until dark. And I've been outside since like 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. I'll be out there till 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight by the time I'm done watering. Right? And then I have to eat. Because I don't eat very much when I'm working like this. And if I'm mad and upset, I can't. I don't eat. Right? Everybody else eats. Andre eats, but I don't eat. I have to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning when I calm down. Right? So anyway, I just, you know, like, like I said, I must be a real fucking threat to this city with this nonprofit or something. Because they're just like nonstop. You can't trust them. They don't appreciate what you do for them in terms of like a community activist out with the parks and, you know, trying to do things with kids and stuff. They don't care about that. You know, they want the big dollars. They want the crooked dollars. You know, like I said, they let some people get away with a whole lot of shit. And then there's other people like me that get fucking harassed. And who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, people? Who fucking knows? Because I don't even know what the fuck he wants out of there. And if he thinks I'm going to start throwing away Andre's toys just to satisfy the mayor and the rest of that city council, as my daughter's running around being tortured on these streets, that these city councilors and this mayor do absolutely nothing about and haven't for fucking years for a whole lot of people. Well, I mean, if that's their low move, right? They gotta go after toys and wood, paint. Come on, that's fucking low, real low. Seriously, people, what have I done to deserve all this attacking, right? Because like I said, city just showed up out of nowhere, right? You know, all of a sudden, out of the blue, just as Fraser Health put in a dismissal for that lawsuit, right? You know, I advocate for sick people, right? I advocate for homeless people. I advocate for children, right? I advocate even for the elderly. When I used to take John to go visit Joan in that care facility, and it would be late at night or something, right? Because he'd stay for a while, right? I'd go into their, you know, eating area, and I'd sit at the table, and I'd work on the nonprofit books. And of course, as I'm working, I'm thinking about all those old people that have nothing to do in there, right? Sit in front of the TV kind of thing. That was it, right? And I mean, like, my middle daughter did what do you call that? Volunteer work with school, right? And she was telling me today that when she used to talk to the old people, because that's what she did, she used to go to the care facilities and spend time with them, right? And they talked to her, and they would tell her that their families never came and seen them. Families put them in there and left them in there, and these people were perfectly fine. They were perfectly fine. They could walk, they could talk. But for some reason, somehow, they got committed into these old folks' homes, and their children and other relatives never came to visit them. And this was what Uncle John was trying to tell these social workers. He said, if I was alone, in terms of not having any grandchildren and me and that type of thing, then yeah, under the conditions that he was in with his eyesight and his bad legs, he would go to a care facility. But he wasn't alone, and that's what he told him. I'm not alone. I have the kids. I have Judy. And they ignored it, people. Because he didn't want to go into a care home and be left alone. Have somebody come visit him once a month, twice a month, just so that they can check up to see if he's still alive, right? Because, you know, they're banking that money, right? You know what I mean? They're banking it, people. They're banking it not just for his burial, trust me. They're banking it to spend it between themselves because that's the way it was when he was able-bodied, right? Not so much his sister Eleanor because she was a nurse, but his other sisters, right? Elaine and Carol and that type of thing. You know, they were always bugging him for money, right? Debbie too, right? Like Debbie had to have the best of everything, even though Debbie was just an adopted poor kid, right? That initially, you know, John and Joan, they weren't rich people, right? You know, they tried to keep up with the Joneses, but they weren't rich people, and Debbie wanted everything. If Debbie didn't get it, Debbie got mad, and Debbie refused to talk to John, and that hurt John's feelings, right? So, you know, the city is not attacking me for Uncle John, that's for sure. Maybe I could see about talking about the homelessness and, you know, the high level of addiction out in the streets that's not being dealt with, and, you know, how the people are being exploited through prostitution and that type of thing, you know, and just the whole 9 yards, right? And how these workers treat the homeless people out in the streets is very disturbing, right? You know, I could see them maybe, you know, trying to attack me for that because, you know, it's the city, right? You know what I mean? I mean, this guy, Mark, it's nothing personal, I'm sure, right? He's doing his job, but at the end of the day, it does seem like it's white supremacy, you know, a little bit of the KKK rolling up with their fancy cars, you know, just trying to put me into check again with my mulatto children, my mixed children, you know, with my nonprofit and just, you know, whatever. I don't know what the agenda is other than, you know, they're trying to give a false perception to these overseas buyers because that's the only people who's paying $1.2 million for these houses, people. It's not your local residents, regardless of what their racial backgrounds are, right? There's not too many Punjabis. Well, there are, right? But not as many Punjabis willing to pay $1.2 million for a home when they know, in fact, you know, asking, I mean, of course, if they can get it, if they're selling, you know, some of them want it, right? That's how they build wealth, right? But anyway, this is what I'm doing, right? I'm waiting for my daughter to help me in the back a little bit. So I'll just move a few things and get ready for tomorrow. Right, gonna water this grass so it can kind of recuperate itself here because I had it covered with all that junk. I never expected to get all that stuff from next door, whether I paid for it or whether he gave it to me, right? Because he was just bringing stuff into my yard too, right? You know, he just brought me those boxes, probably brought me, you know, a bucket there that had maybe some sign on it, like I got some kind of bucket with dishwashing stuff, right? So is that the bucket that Mark's seen that seems to think that it's poisonous? Like, who fucking knows, right? I mean, I don't know, people. Like, this is stupid. This is stupid, right? It's really, really stupid. Anyway. Okay. So I've been doing this all day. Make a little cart or something with Andre with that. Anyway, this is all I did. I just kind of put everything in here for now. I sprayed down some things, but not everything, right? Because I don't have time. I would have preferred to have everything sprayed down, but whatever, it is what it is. This is another day when I pull everything out, and like I said, these shelves at some point will be attached like to that 2x4 or something, right? So, you know, you have more shelving. That's why I got it. Right? I'm using these still for roofing. Oh, sorry, people. There you go. Now, I didn't get into this pile over here because these things still leak. That post right there wobbles. I am not a carpenter. I don't know what the problem is. I just know that it's going to need to be braced up, so I have to figure out a way to brace it because that beam isn't attached to anything, and then what's around it, the water goes down, it leaks into the garage, and it trickles off to the lights, and then it also leaks down and trickles off into here and gets these soaking wet. And then I've got this plastic here I wanted to cover over And then I'm just going to tarp it over again with another tarp for the winter for now, because I don't have any money, right? Because this one's already getting worn. Now I did gut this out, and as you can see, I put a brace in there and I leveled it out, and I took everything out and I cleaned it. But then the raccoon got in it, right? So I took out some of the toys before she really started ripping up the bags. So anyway, that's what some of this stuff is. It came from there, like that right there. Old Christmas stuff. And I still have to do this one. But that's another day, right? So, whew, it's a little mold musty in there. These are actually for the greenhouse, but to hang them, right? So anyway, there's my workhorses. There's my screen. There's my hose. There's that wood. You can see it. It should help me. And there's another piece, so that's got to go to the back. Inside this are these little pieces of wood for Andre's walnut art. This is a shelf. I didn't realize it was all rusted up. It came from next door. So I don't know if I want this. It's kind of broken. It's not... well, it's okay. I'm not sure yet. I got a better one. I bought it for $10. I was going to use it for the greenhouse, but I can't right now until I get a little more organized. So anyway, now I'm going to get punished for working out here, people, and not working in the back over there, because I don't know. I'm glad I was out here because I got the workhorse, I got the hose, I got an extra piece of wood. And, you know, I have to start doing the floorboards down in there. So, you know, before I go, hold on a minute. Okay. So before I go over there, right? Someone mentioned to me that maybe it was my landlords who called the city. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think they trying to get me evicted on purpose, people. I really don't. You know, maybe they'll get a better tenant than me with more money, a man in the house that can fix things no problem, right? I mean, people do that. They have people move in, do work, and then once that particular work is done, they force you out to get other people to move in to do the other work that you can't do. I've already been in that situation. I've never seen this house like that. My landlords, they told me stay. Well, mainly my landlord. My landlady, she's a little more nervous, right? She's like a little nervous bird, right? But, you know, stay as long as you want. Take it now, or when you come back, you might lose it. So we took it, and because he said stay as long as you want, it was very important for me to build a home, even though it wasn't the perfect home in terms of structures and all that other crap, right? Pipes and whatever. And I've been plugging away at it for 7 years, people. And I'm still plugging away at it with the city of Surrey with their whip on my back. Doesn't that sound familiar? Over toys, wood, paint, or whatever that these people, because this guy, he was bringing me some stuff, right? And it just so happens, like, the city knew that this guy was liquidating his house, so they're following people around to see what they're bringing home. You know what I mean? And he was an opportunist. He took advantage of, again, like when I did Delta Spring cleanup. I had the stuff in the yard. I'm using the compost. I'm using the toys. I'm still using the stuff that I got from Delta Spring cleanup in 2015. But they used that as an excuse to enter the property and just cause havoc for over a year. Caused great hardship. You know, worked me like a damn mule, right? As if I wasn't working hard enough out here as it is. And they're kind of like doing it again, only this time, if you notice, he's not coming around. He's not doing a souk. Like, he's doing a little disappearing act. He's creeping the alley, you know, looking at Andre, you know, he's not wanting to talk to me, but, not even 5 days later, he's sending me, because I asked him to send me something, right? It's not because he's sending it to me, it's because I asked him, and I'm not mad at the man per se. I'm mad at the process, people. Okay? Threatening with $9,000, and I'm like, well, what the fuck are they gonna take for $9,000? You're taking from a poor woman, poor kids, poor little boy, poor brain dead Uncle John. Like, what do they plan on taking for $9,000? Whether my landlord had a hand in it or not. People are entitled to live their lives. Okay, I can't go and rack up credit cards anymore. Those days are over. I got us through for 23 years with Uncle John on a credit card. Right. And I'm still using a credit card, only that's maxed out. It's maxed out. And I'm worn out. Because I raised a family, and I did. I looked after Uncle John. And then I took on his burdensome wife. And then I got planted into this yard for whatever purpose, for whatever reason. And I've been coping with it as best as I can. But for this city dude to just fly in out of nowhere and be as vicious, even though passive-aggressive, in one way he's being vicious, but well, you got 7 days. Oh, well, we're coming in with the truck. They don't give a date. They just say they're coming in. And then he's telling me to try harder. And it's like he's mocking me. Because he's not even telling me what I'm supposed to throw away. Can't put it anywhere, people. That's play stuff. Most of it's play stuff. Right. And when I got the garage, I have to pull down. It will be probably me who will have to pull down that rotten fucking plastic with that rotten wood that's breaking the plastic to try and figure out how to fix that fucking leak. And yes, I want to have a yard sale in August with Andre and let him sell his freezies. I don't think we'll have any walnut art for sale because we don't have time for walnut art at this point. We have time to collect it and, I store it and process it and whatever, but in terms of actually making it, no. I planted food. That was the priority. Right? Keeping up with the damn weeds. Trying to do some minor repairs. I was on it. I was on top of it. The front yard looks pretty freaking good. So why the city is riding my ass on the back here, I'll never understand it, other than they've got a vendetta against me, or they want me out of this house because they want to sell it so they can keep jacking up the fucking property taxes and make their tax base off of that. In addition to derail me, make me look like a fucking idiot, right? And whatever, so that people don't take me serious about the medical kidnappings of old people and their houses being hijacked. Anyway, I don't want to get back up on that bandwagon. This video is probably too long, but I'm just gonna, you've seen what my day was like. It's probably, just by the sun, it's probably about 7:30, and I'm pretty worn out. So my daughter has ordered a pizza, so I get a slice of pizza, and that's good. And then I'm going to take what I found that I need for tomorrow, and I'm going to put it over there. I don't know how much work I'm going to do, because I have only gotten like 3 hours sleep last night. And I'm like at it all day hardcore, right? Because I'm nervous. I'm fucking nervous, and I'm scared. And there's no reason to be scared in my own house when I've been working in this yard like a mad dog for 7 freaking fucking years. It's pretty apparent. Go back into my videos. Take a look. And look at these babies. I got the sticks. I got a couple of sticks in. Haven't tied anything. I was rushing mad with those sticks. I still have to find some more, but look at them. They're just going mad crazy in here. Right? This is so cool. And it feels so nice in here, people. So nice. Look at the fennel. It really loves that corner. Yeah. And then the cucumbers are growing too. So actually I gotta give them some more water. Hold on. Okay, let's see. With clothes on. 99 pounds. That's better than 92, people. That's better than 90. I just want to say something here. How come that celery patch isn't growing? What's the matter with that celery? Any ideas? Everything else seems to be pretty much growing.
Yeah, không là me nào.
No, just hold on. Yeah, we know. That's...
No.
Andre, please. Yeah, just please. Look at that. You want to see something? There is a humongous cucumber in the back. Do you see that? And there's a wild bee. Like how come the celery is not growing, people? So what's the matter with the celery? Do you see how rich in green these plants are? Like they're extremely green. Why is everything so green? Like really green. Like look how green that is. Deep green. Look how green. Very green. Same thing with these ones. These are healthy plants. Not really producing a lot of food yet, these ones, but look how green it is.
But look at the beans.
Yeah, those are peas. The beans are over there. So there's still lots to do. I have to put that stuff over and then a strip this way to prevent it from leaking. I'm so tired right now, people. You can't imagine. I could not even walk up the freaking stairs. I am going to do that stuff tomorrow. Nobody's around to help me. Right? There's our little... Where is it? Our little plant sale. I'm sure it's no threat to the city of Surrey. And then there's some screen. I don't know. If I don't use it, I'll use it for Andre shed some of it, and then the rest, I'm not sure yet. Probably just put it away.
Hey.
And here's a little walnut. Actually, we need to go check our walnut trees. These guys need some water too. This one here, I'm hoping it will take root and sprout.
Videotape this.
What's that?
It's a car.
Oh, well, that's a fancy dancy car.
Look. It's a race car. 我想发